Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Balsa Williams and with me is Aditi Lumba with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs review meeting on preparedness to deal with heat wave and upcoming monsoon season. Delimitation Commission for Jammu and Kashmir puts 43 out of total 90 assembly constituencies in the region for Jammu and 47 for Kashmir. In Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Border Security Force detects a cross-border tunnel, foils plans of Pakistan-based terrorists to disrupt upcoming Amarnath Yatra. Prime Minister Modi to address inaugural session of Jain International Trade Organization's JITO Connect 2022 tomorrow through video conferencing. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh exhorts Indian Air Force to become an aerospace force and be prepared to protect the country from future challenges. Union Home Minister Amit Shah says BJP to continue its fight till atrocities, violence, corruption and syndicate Raj do not end in West Bengal. President Ramnath Kovind says with second highest literacy levels in the country, Mizoram is ready to take off for higher achievements. India strongly objects methodology adopted by World Health Organization to project excess mortality estimates of COVID death based on mathematical models. Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways Sarbanand Sonowal to chair meeting of National Sagarmala Apex Committee in New Delhi tomorrow. And in IPL cricket, match between Delhi Capitals and Sunrisers Hyderabad underway in Mumbai. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today reviewed the situation relating to heat wave management and monsoon preparedness. During the meeting, India Meteorological Department and National Disaster Management Authority briefed about the persistence of high temperatures in March to May across the country. States and union territories have been advised to prepare heat action plans as a standard response at the state, district and city levels. Regarding southwest monsoon preparedness, all states have been advised to prepare flood preparedness plans and undertake appropriate preparedness measures. The National Disaster Response Force, NDRF, has been advised to develop its deployment plan in flood-affected states. The Prime Minister emphasized on the need to take all measures to avoid deaths due to heat wave or fire incident and added that the response time towards any such incident should be minimal. He stressed that in view of the rising temperatures, regular hospital fire safety audits need to be done. Mr. Modi said there is a need to substantially reduce the vulnerability of forests across the diverse forest ecosystems in the country. Mr. Modi directed that in view of the upcoming monsoons, arrangements for monitoring the quality of drinking water need to be ensured to avoid contamination and resultant spread of waterborne diseases. It was discussed in the meeting about the need for effective coordination between central and state agencies to ensure preparedness of all systems for any incidents in the wake of the heat wave and the upcoming monsoons. The meeting was attended by the Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister, advisors to Prime Minister, Cabinet Secretary, secretaries in the Ministries of Home, Health, Jal Shakti, member of NDMA, Directors General of National Disaster Management Authority, IMD, and NDRF.
The Delimitation Commission today finalized the delimitation order for the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Out of the 90 assembly constituencies in the region, 43 will be part of Jammu region and 47 for Kashmir region. After consultation with associate members, representatives of political parties, citizens, civil society groups, 9 assembly constituencies have been reserved for scheduled tribes, out of which 6 are in Jammu region and 3 in the Kashmir Valley. The assembly seats in Jammu and Kashmir were last delimited in 1995 based on 1981 census. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the Border Security Force today detected a cross-border tunnel along the international border in Samba district of Jammu Division. The BSF officials claim to have foiled the plans of Pakistan-based terrorists to disrupt the upcoming Amarnath Yatra. Our correspondent reports that the 150-meter-long tunnel was detected in an area under Chak Fakira border outpost in Samba district. The tunnel, at a distance of 50 meters from the border fence, was detected opposite Pakistani post Chaman Kurd Fiaz, around 700 meters away from the Indian side. Following this incident, an alert has been sounded in Jammu region.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the inaugural session of Jain International Trade Organization's JITO Connect 2022 at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow through video conferencing. Jain International Trade Organization is a global organization connecting Jains worldwide. JITO Connect is an endeavor to help business and industry by providing an avenue for mutual networking and personal interactions. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said India cherishes its relationship with Israel. In a message on the occasion of Israel Day, Mr. Modi extended greetings of the Indian government and people to the people of Israel.
भारतवासियों की तरफ से मैं हमारे सभी इजरायली मित्रों को हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। इस वर्ष हम अपने राजनयिक संबंधों की 30वीं वर्षगांठ भी मना रहे हैं। भले ही यह अध्याय नया है, लेकिन हम दोनों देशों के संबंधों का इतिहास बहुत पुराना है। मुझे आशा है कि आने वाले वर्षों में हम अपने संबंधों को और अधिक गहरा करेंगे।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has thanked the President of Madagascar, Andry Rajoelina, for acknowledging India's leadership in promoting climate and disaster resilience through coalition. In response to a tweet by the President of Madagascar, the Prime Minister tweeted that the challenges faced by island states due to climate change are a key focus of our efforts under the Coalition of Disaster Resilient Infrastructure (CDRI) initiative to create resilient infrastructure.
Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh has exhorted the Indian Air Force to become an aerospace force and be prepared to protect the country from the challenges of the future. He was delivering the keynote address for the 37th Air Chief Marshal P.C. Lal Memorial Lecture in New Delhi today. Mr. Singh called for technology evolution, gaining expertise and human resource management to defend the country against space-guided attacks and protect the space assets. Raksha Mantri added that the nature of future wars can be assessed through a closer look at the situation in Syria, Iraq and Afghanistan and the recent Ukrainian conflict. Mr. Singh said the government will provide specialized skills training to the armed forces personnel, especially Indian Air Force, in latest technology to make them future ready. Foreign Minister of Italy, Luigi Di Maio, arrived in Delhi this evening on his first visit to the country. The External Affairs Ministry said in a tweet that the visit will further strengthen India and Italy's multifaceted partnership. The Italian Foreign Minister will hold bilateral meeting and External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar tomorrow. He will also meet Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah lashed out at Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and said that BJP will continue its fight till the atrocities, violence, corruption and syndicate Raj do not end in the state. He was addressing a public meeting at the Railway Institute ground of Siliguri in Darjeeling district of North Bengal this evening.
चुनाव के बाद जो हिंसा हुई है, मानव अधिकार आयोग ने कहा कि यहाँ पर कानून का राज नहीं है, यहाँ पर जो सत्ता में है उनकी इच्छा का राज चल रहा है। 101 लोगों की हत्या कर दी, 1829 लोग घायल हुए और 161 से ज्यादा मुकदमों में टीएमसी के गुंडे अपराधी पाए गए।
The senior BJP leader said that Trinamool Congress is spreading rumours that Citizenship Amendment Act will not be applicable. Mr. Shah said the Chief Minister has done injustice to North Bengal by depriving it of benefits. The state has the highest price of petrol and electricity in the whole country. In Bengal, 25% GST and tax worth 13 more rupees is levied on petrol. Even today, the poor people of Bengal do not get the benefit of Ayushman Yojana. Every poor man of Bengal can get health insurance cover of 5 lakh rupees, but is being deprived. Mr. Shah is also likely to hold a meeting with representatives of various political and non-political organizations in Darjeeling. Tomorrow, the Home Minister will visit the India-Bangladesh border area of 3 Bigha, where he is scheduled to interact with BSF personnel. The Union Minister will hold a meeting with office bearers at State BJP headquarters. His two-day visit to the state will culminate at a cultural event organized by the Ministry of Culture to celebrate the inscription of Durga Puja on the UNESCO list of intangible cultural heritage in the evening at Victoria Memorial in Kolkata. Union Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia today inaugurated a 3-day Swasthya Chintan Shivir Health Summit at Kevadia in Gujarat. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Mandavia said the main objective of this Chintan Shivir will be a detailed discussion on various topics and policies related to the health sector and discussion on the future roadmap with a holistic approach.
देश में 7,500 ब्लॉक है, उसमें से 6,000 से अधिक ब्लॉक में सक्सेसफुली हेल्थ मेला हो चुका है। स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने अच्छी तरह से अपने अपने स्टेट में उसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन किया। हमें चिंतन बैठक में चिंतन करना है कि आने वाले दिनों में ऐसी कोई महामारी आए तो ये महामारी का सामना हम कैसे करें। लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए एक ऐसा हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर क्रिएट करें जो हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सभी स्टेट में हो।
India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed 189 crore 79 lakh mark. More than 14 lakh vaccine doses were administered today. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry said more than 3 crore 87 lakh vaccine doses have been administered to children belonging to the age group of 12 to 14 years so far. Over 2 crore 90 lakh precaution doses have been administered to the identified categories of beneficiaries, including healthcare workers, frontline workers, and people above 18 years of age.
Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh today said path-breaking pension reforms like family pension for divorced daughters and Divyangs, introduction of face recognition technology for elderly pensioners, and family pension to differently abled child of a deceased government employee are major social reforms which have been introduced by the NDA government. Addressing the 7th All India Pension Adalat in New Delhi, Dr. Jitendra Singh said these are not only pension reforms but also social reforms having wide implications. He emphasized that under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the government follows the mantra of good governance for bringing ease of living to the common man. He said out-of-the-box ideas and solutions are being devised for the well-being of pensioners. You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs review meeting on preparedness to deal with heat wave and upcoming monsoon season. Delimitation Commission for Jammu and Kashmir puts 43 out of total 90 assembly constituencies in the region for Jammu and 47 for Kashmir. In Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Border Security Force detects a cross-border tunnel, foils plans of Pakistan-based terrorists to disrupt upcoming Amarnath Yatra. Prime Minister Modi to address inaugural session of Jain International Trade Organization's JITO Connect 2022 tomorrow through video conferencing. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh exhorts Indian Air Force to become an aerospace force and be prepared to protect country from future challenges. Union Home Minister Amit Shah says BJP to continue its fight till atrocities, violence, corruption and syndicate raj do not end in West Bengal. President Ramnath Kovind says with second highest literacy levels in the country, Mizoram is ready to take off for higher achievements. India strongly objects methodology adopted by World Health Organization to project excess mortality estimates of COVID death based on mathematical models. Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Sarbanand Sonowal to chair meeting of National Sagarmala Apex Committee in New Delhi tomorrow, and an IPL cricket match between Delhi Capitals and Sunrisers Hyderabad underway in Mumbai. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
कंपटीशन की अगर आप कर रहे हैं तैयारी तो उनके लिए ऑल इंडिया रेडियो पर हम लाए हैं अभ्यास, एक ऐसा कार्यक्रम जिसमें आप पूछेंगे सवाल व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर या फिर ईमेल करेंगे abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर और हमारे विशेषज्ञ देंगे इसका जवाब। आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास।
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 870-001-4242 पर।
870-001-4242।
Welcome back to the evening news. President Ramnath Kovind has said with the second highest literacy levels in the country, Mizoram is a truly modern state ready to take off for higher achievements. He was addressing the 16th convocation ceremony of Mizoram University in Aizawl today. Mr. Kovind said out of 38 gold medals awarded today, 23 gold medals were taken by girl students, which shows that women can do so much in the education sector and in terms of women's empowerment.
The national education policy seeks to encourage research-based activities. I have been told that Mizoram University has established bio-incubator for nurturing entrepreneurs. The entrepreneurship, development activities and establishment of technology incubation centers in the university, extending support to the budding entrepreneurs to nurture their ideas with innovation and creativity is a step in the right direction.
India has strongly objected to the methodology adopted by World Health Organization to project excess mortality estimates of COVID deaths based on mathematical models. The Union Health Ministry in a statement said that despite India's objection to the process, methodology and outcome of this modeling exercise, WHO has released the excess mortality estimates without adequately addressing India's concerns. India had also informed WHO that in view of the availability of authentic data published through civil registration system by Registrar General of India, mathematical models should not be used for projecting excess mortality numbers for India. The CRS data of 2020 published by RGI on the 3rd of May clearly reveals that the narrative sought to be created by WHO based on various modelling estimates of India's COVID-19 deaths, being many times the reported figure is totally removed from reality.
Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Sarbanand Sonowal, will chair the meeting of the National Sagarmala Apex Committee, NSAC, in New Delhi tomorrow. The NSAC is the apex body providing policy directions and guidance for port-led development Sagarmala projects and reviews its implementation. The committee will review the Sagarmala program along with the review of development of port-linked road and rail connectivity project development of floating jetties and inland waterways besides other agenda items. Holistic development of coastal communities through a new initiative, Sagar Tat Samriddhi Yojana, will also be taken up for discussion in the meeting. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami will contest the upcoming by-poll for Champawat Assembly seat. During the State Assembly elections held earlier this year, Mr. Dhami had lost from Khatima seat in Udham Singh Nagar district. The by-election to Champawat Assembly constituency will be held on the 31st of this month. Counting of votes will be taken up on the 3rd of next month.
Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur today visited the Film and Television Institute of India and National Film Archive of India in Pune. He held a review meeting with officials. Information and Broadcasting Secretary Apurva Chandra and FTII President Shekhar Kapoor accompanied him. Speaking after the review meetings, the minister said FTII is a prestigious institution in India and efforts are being made to take the institute to a global level. The minister said preservation of Indian culture and traditions is a top priority of the government and films are the part of our rich cultural heritage.
नेशनल फिल्म हेरिटेज मिशन जो 2016 में जिस तरह से इसकी लॉन्च की गई 597 करोड़ रुपए इसकी लागत आएगी और उसमें से भी रिस्टोरेशन के लिए कल ही हमने तय किया है कि 363 करोड़ रुपया खर्च किया जाएगा। 5,900 से ज्यादा ऐसी शॉर्ट फिल्म, फीचर्स, डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज, इन सबको जहां प्रिवेंशन की बात है, प्रिजर्व करने की बात है, वहीं पर रिस्टोर करने की भी बात हम लोग कर रहे हैं। ये अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ी शुरुआत है। शायद दुनिया भर में सबसे बड़ी रिस्टोरेशन की बात की जाए, कंजर्वेशन की बात की जाए, डिजिटलाइजेशन की बात की जाए तो भारत फिल्म आर्काइव्स कर रहा है।
And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember freedom fighter and the former President of India, Gyani Zail Singh, who was born on the 5th of May 1916 in Faridkot, Punjab. He opposed the rule of the Maharaja of Faridkot in his home state and was imprisoned several times for it.
When Zail Singh was barely 15 years old, he became active in the independence movement. In 1938, he established the Praja Mandal, a political organization allied to the Congress Party in his home district of Faridkot. He was arrested by the police and sent to a 5-year jail sentence.
While he was referred to as Gyani for his scholarly mastery of the Sikh scriptures, during his incarceration, he changed his first name to Zail after being imprisoned several times for opposing the rule of the Maharaja of Faridkot.
In 1947, with the reorganization of India along secular lines, he opposed the ruler of Faridkot state and was incarcerated. Zail Singh was called on to be the revenue minister of the newly formed Patiala and East Punjab States Union. Later, Singh served in the Rajya Sabha in 1956-62 and was elected the chief minister of Punjab in 1972.
In 1980, he was elected to the Lok Sabha and appointed as the Minister of Home Affairs. In 1982, he was unanimously nominated to serve as the President of India and became the first Sikh to hold this office.
हमारा राष्ट्र अनेकता में एकता की शानदार मिसाल है। यह हमारा धर्म है कि हम इस राष्ट्र को एक सूत्र में बांधने वाले उन तहजीबी रिश्तों को और मजबूत बनाएं।
Gyani Zail Singh passed away on the 25th of December 1994 in Chandigarh. We salute the great Indian.
We also remember Revolutionary Freedom fighter Nepal Mukherjee, who was made a state prisoner on the 5th of May 1917. A resident of Dhaka district, now in Bangladesh, Mukherjee was a prominent member of the Dhaka Anushilan Samiti as well as the Jugantar Party.
He took part in many revolutionary activities, notably the Chandrakona robbery in 1916 and the murder of Deben Ghosh thereafter. He was also a custodian of the arms and ammunition being procured for the Indo-German conspiracy. He was in close touch with revolutionary Atul Ghosh and other leading members of the Jugantar Party.
Nepal Mukherjee was interned via government order dated 11 September 1916 and made a state prisoner on the 5th of May 1917. He was released on the 4th of January 1919 and later arrested again. He died during internment in June 1926 in Comilla. We salute this great martyr.
We also remember Chittagong Revolutionary Party member Manoranjan Sen, who was killed by the British military guards on the 5th of May 1930.
Indian Republican Army!
Manoranjan Sen took part in the Chittagong Armory raid on the 18th of April 1930 and also in the fighting against the British soldiers on Jalalabad Hill on the 22nd of April 1930.
A participant in the plan to raid the European residential area in Chittagong on the 5th of May 1930, Sen was chased by the military guards, surrounded and killed in the encounter. We salute this great son of the soil.
we remember martyr Shadi Khan, who took part in the First War of Indian Independence in 1857 and fought the British on different occasions. He led a group of independence activists and marched towards Delhi.
On the way, Khan was caught by the company troops in the course of a confrontation and charged with sedition and rebellion against the British. He was sentenced to imprisonment for life with labour and iron in April 1858. He died in the Andaman Islands on the 5th of May, 1859. AIR salutes this great son of India.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Fssai has launched Food Safety Connect app for food business operators and consumers. Download this app from Google Play Store and easily apply for Fssai registration. Consumers can use this app to register food-related complaints.
The portals of the world famous Kedarnath Dham will be open tomorrow morning at 6:25 a.m. However, the portals of Badrinath Shrine will be opened on Sunday at 6:15 a.m. Meanwhile, Gangotri and Yamunotri Dham Yatra is going on smoothly. A large number of devotees are reaching there after the corona pandemic, which had disrupted the Char Dham Yatra for the last 2 years. The nominations for Padma Awards 2023 will remain open till the 15th of September this year. The Padma Awards, namely Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri, are among the highest civilian awards of the country. The Home Ministry said that online nominations and recommendations for the Padma Awards 2023 have opened on the 1st of May, which will be announced on the occasion of Republic Day next year.
The India-UK Commonwealth dialogue at Director General level was held in New Delhi today. The Indian delegation was led by Prakash Gupta, Joint Secretary in UN Political Division, along with officials from the Ministry of External Affairs. Both sides exchanged views and agreed to deepen their cooperation on a wide range of issues relating to the Commonwealth. They also discussed arrangements and outcome documents to be adopted during the upcoming Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, CHOGM, to be held in Kigali, Rwanda in June this year.
The 12th Hockey India Senior Women National Championship 2022 will begin tomorrow in Bhopal. Quarterfinals will be played on 14th of May, while the semi-finals will be held on the 16th of May. The final is scheduled to be played on 17th of this month. In IPL cricket, Delhi Capitals were 147 for 3 in 16 overs against Sunrisers Hyderabad at Brabourne Stadium, Mumbai, when the reports last came in. Earlier, Sunrisers Hyderabad won the toss and opted to field first.
A quick look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. National capital Delhi is expected to have a partly cloudy sky. Maximum temperature will be around 40 degrees, while minimum is expected to be 24 degrees. Mumbai will have a mainly clear sky. Chennai is likely to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Kolkata is likely to have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs review meeting on preparedness to deal with heat wave and upcoming monsoon season. Delimitation Commission for Jammu and Kashmir puts 43 out of total 90 assembly constituencies in the region for Jammu and 47 for Kashmir. In Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Border Security Force detects a cross-border tunnel, foils plans of Pakistan-based terrorists to disrupt upcoming Amarnath Yatra. Prime Minister Modi to address inaugural session of Jain International Trade Organization's JITO Connect 2022 tomorrow through video conferencing. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh exhorts Indian Air Force to become an aerospace force and be prepared to protect the country from future challenges. Union Home Minister Amit Shah says BJP to continue its fight till atrocities, violence, corruption and syndicate Raj do not end in West Bengal. President Ramnath Kovind says with second highest literacy levels in the country, Mizoram is ready to take off for higher achievements. India strongly objects to methodology adopted by World Health Organization to project excess mortality estimates of COVID death based on mathematical models. Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways Sarbananda Sonowal to chair meeting of National Sagarmala Apex Committee in New Delhi tomorrow. And an IPL cricket match between Delhi Capitals and Sunrisers Hyderabad underway in Mumbai. With that, we end the evening news. Good night.